Hello, welcome to the episode of Playing Telephone. I'm Scarlett Sanchez.
I'm Dennis Kluba.
How are we doing? Dennis and I have just been chatting it up before this episode.
I've been doing okay. How have you been doing?
I've been doing great.
Yeah, we had a great little catch up though on Saturday, which was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah,
it was good.
Finally,
we needed that.
Finally, I mean, last episode we talked about how we never see each other.
I know.
You're avoiding me, so yeah. I made you hang out with me on Saturday.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Just kidding.
Yeah, we had a good catch up though. You had a good date.
Yeah. So we're starting with that, are we? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went on a first date. A lot of positives.
A lot of
negatives as well. It was okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
It was okay. We had a lot of good chat, good conversation. I don't know what's worse. Is it worse to have a conversation or a date where it's like radio silence and it's awkward?
Right.
Or where you are very chatty, but there's no chemistry and some weird comments are said?
I feel like it's better that there was chat.
Right.
But also I feel like you and me could both talk to a brick wall.
A wall and be like...
Yeah, I'd be like, you know what I mean?
I'd be laughing at myself still at the brick wall.
Exactly.
Like,
as long
funny,
as
right?
they just gave me a laugh every once in a while, I'd be fine.
Yeah, that's why I was like, okay, I laughed.
Yeah.
Quite a few times, I will admit. And though, it didn't hit, which it's okay.
That's okay.
That's kind of the point of going on first dates. You put yourself out there, get to know yourself a little bit better.
Right.
Dislikes,
what
likes.
You like, what you don't like.
And I found out what I don't like.
Shouts out on the first dates. Keep it going. Oh, so first date in December.
Yeah,
that's wild.
I was trying to get Christmas gifts.
Yeah, that's...
I'm just kidding.
Woof.
Valentine's Day.
He would have, too.
It's technically cuffing season, right? Isn't it winter?
Yeah.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah.
People used to talk about that more.
Like cuffing season is like by December, it's like...
You want to be like cuddled up by November, really.
Yeah. So you can tell like somebody at the holidays like
Send
oh, there's like, I'm kind of talking to somebody. Mm-hmm. Versus like, you don't want to have somebody like that you met in December be like, oh yeah, like I went on a first date. I was like, ugh.
Or you're talking about when you go home to family and have that classic.
They definitely can't come back with you. Yeah. But like if
they can't, when's too early? Next year?
Next year, if it lasts through the year, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Especially as you get older. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately,
yeah, some couples aren't cuffed.
Some couples aren't cuffed. They're actually doing some uncuffing this season. And we talked about this last week. This is just an update for
pretty much
Cardi
an
B
update.
and Offset.
Mm-hmm. Last week, we talked about how they unfollowed each other, and also Cardi had posted some cryptic messages that were honestly not that cryptic. They were pretty clear, saying that she had outgrown some relationships and that she really needed to focus on herself.
Right.
So then rolls around Sunday night, she goes on Instagram Live. This is around the same day, too, where some rumors are coming out because Blueface, Krishan Rock's former boyfriend, also father of her child, was spewing out a lot of tweets. One of them included the fact that he was tweeting at Krishan and said that, so you didn't sleep with Offset on November 10th at 4 a.m. or something like that.
Right.
So a very specific date, and was trying to say that they had cheated, or Offset had cheated on Cardi with Krishan, which Offset denied, by the way.
He did deny. Also, that whole relationship in general, anytime either of them speak out, I really take it with a massive grain of salt.
100%.
Because their relationship is like as toxic as, I don't know, like the most toxic thing in general. But also within this kind of, like last week was the first week that we were really like, oh, they unfollowed each other. Like, is this actually happening? But then she kind of alluded, Cardi did later to on Instagram Live, or was it responding to people, that they'd been separated for kind of some months now.
She didn't say amount of time, but she said, because she had said that she wasn't sure if people were picking up on the clues and everything, like the unfollowings, obviously, in some of my Instagram stories, but she didn't know how to tell people, which I don't know what that really means. She didn't know how to tell people, but I mean, I guess people are huge fans of Cardi and Offset, obviously, but she didn't know how to tell her fans what she'd been going through, but she felt like it was a sign with all the rumors coming out about Krishan and Offset that today's the day to probably address it. But she doesn't think that rumor is true, but she doesn't really care because she said, quote, I've been single for a minute now.
Yeah.
Which a minute can mean
a lot of different things.
Yeah, it could mean a couple weeks. It could mean 1 week. It could mean months. But with how nonchalant she was about it, I feel like it was more on at least a couple months.
Well, and I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, with girls, like, when their mind's made up and they've decided it, it's been a couple months. It's been a couple months in front of the couple months that they've been done.
Oh, yeah. Kind of like you were already out of the relationship before it ended.
Uh-huh. I feel like that's how I feel, at least with girls for the most part. Whereas guys are like, wait, what?
Oh, you think like it's more of a shock? I feel like both parties can be on their way out before it's actually the end. For sure. In this sense, though, I definitely feel like, Offset's always been like his actions speak louder than his words. Exactly. We talked about this last week with all the different cheating allegations on multiple times. It's like, okay, it's not necessarily you were out of the relationship emotionally, but physically you were. And for Cardi, that's probably what set off a lot of Offset set off a lot of, hey, like, I want to leave you, like, we're going to end up separating. Yeah. They've been through worse, though. I mean, in 2020, she filed for divorce.
I remember.
So is filing for divorce or following each other on Instagram bigger? Obviously, the divorce part, but I just don't know if they'll be able to recover.
Well, also, too, right now, they're just saying that they're exactly, like, they filed for divorce in 2020, but right now they're separated. Not together.
Right.
Doesn't mean they're divorced, though.
No.
Isn't there another couple that kind of does this? I don't know if it was like
Tristan and Chloe cheat, get back together.
Yeah, but they were never married, True. Right?
Yeah.
Were Billy Ray Cyrus and Tish Cyrus?
They were married for years.
Where they did like a lot of we're not together.
Yeah, they did file for divorce and withdraw it one other time too. Yeah. I don't know if it was cheating though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we saw, who was it, that one couple that she filed it in the wrong county and then
Sam Hunt's wife. That's unbelievable. All right. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, this is the thing, like you said, we've seen them go through so much and we've seen them kind of always come back from it. I just don't know what to say or what to think about it because
it could just be a fight, right?
Could be a fight. But I don't know. For some reason, I liked them together. I don't know. It's just weird. Like,
I like them together too. Obviously, aside from the cheating, but
yeah. Well, and it's another thing too. Like, we're looking from the outside. It's like, I'm not going to stop. Obviously, if Cardi's happier separately, or they both are happier separately, then that's what it is. But there was a fandom built around the relationship that they kind of worked for each other. That now it's just kind of weird to think of them as single again or not. Yeah, not together.
They really own the rap world and like are such an iconic couple in that industry and music industry. But yeah, the only thing that made me think that it's a little bit more real is because the way she's talking so hopeful. Like, I'm really excited for 2024. Yeah. Like, I just want to see what these new beginnings bring. It definitely feels like a chapter is closed. But
we shall see.
We shall see.
Like I said, they have 2 children, Culture 5, son Wave Set Cephas. That's his whole name.
Yeah, Cephas is a part of Offset's original name.
Okay.
Yeah.
2. So they have 2 young kids. I'm sure they'll continue to co-parent.
Yeah.
Hit us with a little Tristan Chloe situation. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some back and forth here, but I don't know.
I think there will be. I mean, until the day that she files for divorce, honestly, until the day it's finalized, I'll believe this couple is done. And even then, you can always rekindle.
Yeah. But that's pretty much like the majority of the sad news as far as breakups go. In happier news, Taylor Swift, B-Day plans. She's back in America. We know this. She ended her South America part of the 2023 Eras Tour. There's a lot of conversation when she was coming back around after Brazil. But now things have kind of smoothed out a little bit more, I feel like, right? We're in the holiday swing. It's her birthday coming up.
Yeah, birthday, December 13th. And apparently Travis wants to plan a huge birthday bash. One source said money is no object. He wants to just go all out for her, which, okay, that's not surprising. I feel like he wants to plan something nice for his new girlfriend. But her jet did fly out near KC because the party is supposed to be in New York, apparently, because he wants to do something with all of her friends on the East Coast. So, yeah, I think that should be good. And they were recently seen, too, at a party. A little Christmas holiday bar after the Chiefs lost to the Buffalo Bills on Sunday, where, again, we finally got to see them having a little bit of a PDA moment, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure. I think the only thing that was cringe to me about this story, and you're going to hate that I am even saying this, and it's not even their words, but the whole idea of like money's not an object, like from the source. It's kind of one of those things where when you're throwing a birthday party for Taylor Swift, I almost feel like it'd be more of like, yeah, spend money, but also like, I don't know, would she appreciate something that's more low key?
I think so.
It's like for somebody that has like all the money in the world already, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, what are you going to do for her birthday? I mean, it's not like she's, you know, she just came into money and she's 21. Like she wants the beginning of her career. She's 34. It's like probably just hang out with friends, like rent out a bar or like, I don't know, rent out a bar, but like do something.
Yeah, but no, you're right. Like have something. It doesn't have to be necessarily a huge, big blowout bash.
Yeah.
It could be though, and she would still have fun, but definitely surrounded by people that she loves. I feel like is more important than how much money, the dollar that he's going to spend, right?
Yeah, exactly. I just think that's an interesting thing because for me, if it's him, like if I was in his shoes, I wouldn't go we're going to have a huge blowout bash. I get it to be excited and want to obviously like make her feel special. Like whoever you're in a relationship with, let them know that you're trying to do something nice, but 34 isn't 30. You know, it's not like a huge birthday. Yeah. It's not like
not a milestone.
Either person like needs the extravagant birthday. So I was just interested when those kind of comments came out because I'm like, it's probably nicer if you guys just like spend time together with their friends.
He probably does maybe want to do something extra special. Is it because first birthday together?
Right. Yeah, make an impression. Yeah. I definitely think so. I just have never heard in past, other than kind of when she's been single, have we really heard, well, the obvious one birthday, but like about her other birthday bashes? Have they been extravagant or?
No, I feel like what sticks out to me more is her 4th of July parties were always really important for her.
Yeah, for sure. But even those parties don't seem to me to be extravagant necessarily, other than she's at her crazy mansion in Rhode Island.
I mean, just her being at her house is considered extravagant for us.
Yes, exactly. But I'm just saying that, you know, it's not like she's like, I don't know like how to compare it. It's not like we're going to Dubai.
Oh wait, so she's not high maintenance is what I'm hearing from you.
Typically
Flashback to that clip.
Typically she just hasn't been that outwardly like extravagant. Like spending a ton of money. I feel like. I
mean, I'm sure she does on certain items and clothes and pianos and guitars and musical things and Louis Vuitton boots that broke in the middle of her performance. But like, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think she's more about the moment with the people.
And just speaking on holiday themed bars in KC, what is your take on a holiday themed bar?
Fun. I like it.
Love it.
Because I also feel like you go to the same places all the time. If they make it a little bit more festive, it just feels like you're going somewhere different.
Different part of the world. You're in the North Pole.
You're on a trip.
Yeah. But are those like pop-up bars typically? I remember there was one in St. Louis that was like a pop-up bar that I swear was only around for like 2 months.
I went to one of those for St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, it could be. Versus like a regular bar that's themed up.
I think it just depends. I think there are pop-ups.
There's like a new one in LA. I just know that I'm like, oh, that's very fun. It kind of seems like a pop-up.
Okay.
Yeah, as opposed to like not an older bar. I was just showing somebody today. I was like, this looks cool. Worth it.
That's what I'm saying. Like it makes it something new and different to do. So yeah, I think you're right. I think it might be a pop-up.
You like a themed party though in general, right?
Yeah, but I don't do the whole wigs thing.
You've never been a wig party fan?
I don't look good in wigs, so why would I wear one?
What wig are you? Are we going standard bob? Or are we going like
like the classic bachelorette party? We're all gonna wear different colored wigs.
Love it.
Couldn't be me.
Love it.
Couldn't be me.
Mullets.
I weirdly got compliments. So to all the people that were lying to me on Halloween and saying that I was a good blonde, but I did get compliments when I wore the blonde wig for Britney Spears. It's okay. You can tell me.
We didn't see each other.
You don't look at my Instagram ever?
I do.
You didn't comment?
You didn't like? Don't think you should go blonde. If that's what you're saying.
I definitely do not plan on it. But yeah, no. Wigs, no.
But also at the same time, as far as the Chiefs are actually concerned, they have a 4-2 winning record when Taylor is there, right? But they also had, when they lost to the Bills recently, that was like a bad loss. I'm just interested, again, we talked about that at the beginning of their relationship, how it would affect the Chiefs, I feel like in general, just the added publicity and added popularization of the NFL and the Chiefs in general. And they've had an okay year, and by their standards. I'm just saying, it's not related to Taylor, but...
An okay year because they're usually so good? Is that what you mean?
Typically, I mean, they're past Super Bowl winners. Like, I mean, they're probably one of the best teams in the league, if not the best. And they've had, like, a lot more losses, I would say, this year than... normal, which I just feel like anytime that somebody in the sports arena dates somebody that's in, big time pop culture, it's always like people start to go down the curse world, right? Of
definitely curse or good luck charm. Mm-hmm. But I feel like if you're actually it's fun to kind of speculate all those things, but if you're actually a talented athlete like Travis Kelce is, and like a lot of the top athletes that we've talked about are, should it really matter though? No. If your girlfriend or
it's just coincidence always.
It's
but
fun to joke about.
Yeah. It's fun to be like Taylor Swift ruined the season, but like in reality, would that ever be true?
No. I do feel like people do like to make jokes about it, and I think the NFL though has chilled out. Calm down. Yeah, I feel like it's really calmed down,
and that's helped out.
You need to calm down.
And I think that's helped out though.
Yeah,
really let go of some of the hate that we felt probably like 4 to 6 weeks ago when they first started seeing each other and she was at the games. Mm-hmm. There was definitely in equal parts people that were super pumped that she was there in the NFL arena, and in equal parts of people that were like, this is kind of annoying now.
I mean, you can't deny the fact that she boosted the ratings for
a ton.
Definitely the female side more so.
Yeah.
I watched more football this season
than you ever would have.
On Sunday, I was there for Super Bowl Sunday. Yeah. I know that Patrick Mahomes had a breakdown, freaked out on everybody because I was there for Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
I've been tuning in.
There you go. So we'll see. Because today is December 12th. So tomorrow's her birthday. Yeah. So we will see as this is released. Pictures, things like that coming out from, I'm sure, whatever kind of birthday extravaganza happens. Mm-hmm. But one of her closer friends right now recently has entered into a new romance that the internet is questioning.
I feel like not a fan of, right?
Not a fan of.
So Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco have recently confirmed that they are dating. There'd been some speculation going on, very briefly, I would say, until there was a comment that Selena made where somebody was, like a blog post was speculating if they were dating, and she commented facts. Yeah. So immediately people were like, okay, these two are for real. She posted a selfie of them kind of cuddled up together. She also posted a ring with a B on her engagement ring finger. Some people were even wondering, are they engaged already? But this is the first time I've seen Selena. I mean, I've seen her go back and forth. Remember when she had the Hailey Bieber feud with the eyebrows thing and all of that? But she was really going hard in a lot of the comment section. What do you think about that?
I think cringe. Mm-hmm. And I was going to say the exact same thing, is that, and these weren't even really her own posts. It wasn't like it wasn't like on her post and then she was in her own comments defending Benny. It was like she was in these almost like pop culture speculation,
right?
Not demois, but like those types of Instagram things, and then also Twitter. And I was like, across platforms, I was like, chill out. And also, if you have to go, I understand defending your significant other, but if you have to go so hard for them, I think it's better to just stay high level and stay out of the weeds a little bit. Right. What do you think?
I mean, it's like when Beyonce was getting accused of like whitewashing and editing her photos. Do we hear from Beyonce?
No.
Whenever Taylor gets called out for all of her stuff, do we hear from her? No. So, I mean, Tina Knowles chimed in to defend her daughter, but understandable. If my daughter was getting attacked, I'd probably want to come out there and be like, okay, everyone, don't hate on my daughter, Beyonce. But
it's like responding to like legitimate one-person bloggers. People. Yeah, it's like, hey, like, why are you letting this one person affect your relationship or your...
Yeah, because somebody commented about, like, you need to be okay with the hate if you're going to be posting this many photos of you and your new man and all of this. And she's like, it's been 6 months, BB. And, like, I am the happiest I've ever been. Yeah. He makes me the happiest person I've ever been on this planet. So, yeah, a lot of the comments, and these are all different comments, too. It wasn't just one. No. I mean, there was multiple. So, I mean, props to her for standing by her partner, but... at the same time, I just don't know why she needed to defend it so much.
So hard.
Like at some point, I did believe some of the comments where I was just like, why does it matter? If you are happy, why do you need to?
Completely.
Unless she was just in one of those moods. You know, we're all in a mood someday where...
Have a glass of rosé.
Yeah,
just start
like,
firing off comments.
I'm ready. I'm ready to fight for him. So at first, though, I honestly thought that it was more of a PR thing and they were going to drop a new song together. They're like, oh, we're dating. And there's going to be some sort of song related to marriage or love. So could that still be the case?
This is bad. It was so cringe for me. I thought that it might have been like a big joke.
A joke.
Not them together. Just like the way that she was defending him. Like so like almost, I don't want to say embarrassingly, but like the things of like, it's the happiest I've ever been. And like BB and like stuff like that. It's like, are you joking?
Which maybe it is true.
Yes.
And maybe she saw though the more negative ones, and that was maybe what was pissing her off. Because remember, back in 2020, he had made those comments. He was on video talking about Justin Bieber, her obviously most famous ex. Yeah. So he was talking about, because Benny Blanco has worked with Justin Bieber multiple times.
Yeah.
Also has worked with The Weeknd, another one of her exes, but is definitely closer friends with Bieber. So at one point he was like praising Bieber in an interview and was talking about he's not a cookie cutter artist. He's not the type that just drops a single and then also drops a makeup line, aka Rare, aka Selena Gomez, and talks about Bieber is more the type of guy that talks about his pimple and talks about his anxiety.
Right.
Which I will say though, Selena Gomez has talked about her anxiety in her songs, and I don't think she's just, you can kind of say that about any pop artist.
I completely agree. I will just say over the past like 3 to 4 years, Selena Gomez has been throwing me on a roller coaster.
Confusion.
Of like, what is going on? It's like, okay, cool, new music, right? This Apple documentary. Interesting to say the very nicest thing I can say about it. Dating Benny Blanco. Also, if we remember, start of this year, rumored dates with Drew Taggart from Chainsmokers.
Yeah.
There were Zayn rumors. All of those things. I was like, okay, like getting back out. I don't know, like getting back out there, like things going on.
Yeah.
And then this, I'm like, what? It'd be like if your friend came to you and was just all over the board. Yeah. And was just like, oh, I went on all these different first dates. This is the guy that you ended up with. Like, she's your friend. Are you just happy for her? I guess you have to be.
Yeah.
If she is truly this, if she's the happiest she's ever been.
If this is a real relationship, then yeah. 6 months is actually kind of a decent amount of time. It's longer than Taylor and Travis might be together. I don't know.
Benny Blanco and Selena Gomez are the new Taylor and Travis.
I almost forgot to add this to our topics list. And I like Selena Gomez overall. Has she confused me a little bit this year? Yes. Yeah. Do I still like her music? Yes. I don't think she's necessarily cookie cutter. I mean, she's mainstream pop is what I was trying to say earlier. I mean, you can kind of say that about any lot of different pop artists. Yeah. But...
So like I said this to you before we even started filming. I'm like, we talked about Bieber and Blanco being good friends. Obviously, we know all the beef that has come between, like, Hailey Bieber and Selena Gomez's fans, and they try and sometimes act like they're like, guys, let's put our knives down, let's put our weapons down, like we're good with each other. That's just for show, like they're not like. And
also because they have to be, because I do think Selena fans really go hard, kind of like Swifties do. So I do think Hailey was probably getting a lot of way too much unwarranted hate.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm dating your ex.
But now it's like we know that Selena Gomez hangs out with Taylor Swift, something like that. Like, are we supposed to like see, like at Justin Bieber's birthday this upcoming year, will Benny Blanco be there with Selena?
Quite possibly.
And if you're Justin, are you like?
I think it's always weird if
somebody dates somebody's friend.
Yeah, you can't do that. That's the classic code. You just can't date someone's ex, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you can. Unless it was this random, like, oh, I dated her in high school. Okay, yeah, obviously you can date her in your adulthood.
Yeah, but even it'd be like a high school.
I mean,
relationship.
seriously, if one of your best friends, I don't know if they're best friends, but they've worked together numerous times. They're close. There's a lot of videos of them hanging out together outside of work situations. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if that happened to you, would you be really stoked if one of your friends brought around your ex?
No, and I know my wife, and I know my wife wouldn't be.
Oh, that's true.
My wife would probably honestly go to my friend and be like, "What the?"
Mm-hmm. Especially with a serious ex like Selena Gomez was to Justin, and with the drama that's around it. I think it's a little bit even deeper because of the drama that surrounds that relationship. But no, I feel like that might be an awkward little birthday there for Biebs.
I'm not hitting on the love part of it at all. I'm just, what I am saying is it's bizarre. Yeah. I'm saying, like, that's what I'm saying. The biggest thing that's come out of this year for me with Selena Gomez is confusion. Mm-hmm. I'm like, where did we, like, I just remember seeing so many things. Everything was a first date for her at the beginning of 2023.
Okay, don't shame on the first dates.
No, I'm not.
We've all been there.
I'm not. But she was going on these dates with, I would say, these leading men. And I'm not saying there's anything like Benny Blanco, who said is very successful and a big time producer, like unbelievable. But it's just like I'm saying, the dynamic between Justin, him, Haley, her. I'm like, it just feels like such a weird move.
I feel like it kind of proves to our point sometimes when we talk about how small the circle really is.
Right.
Because when you are at that certain level, it does make your pool a lot smaller.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah, no, completely. But at the same time...
And we saw Ariana Grande dating, I don't want to call him a normie,
Ethan
but like
Slater.
A person who wasn't in the industry,
Gomez.
Dalton Gomez.
Yeah.
And that also didn't work out.
That's true.
There is no rules to how to fall in love.
I want to know how they got introduced, or I'm sure they knew each other before, but I want to know how the romantic relationship side of things started. Was there an actual first date, or was it that we were hanging out with friends?
Yeah,
and kind of hit it off.
It's giving me more friends because they have that music video together.
Yeah,
I can't get enough.
Don't know it.
Selena Gomez song.
You're so good at singing those and making me recognize.
That one I had to whisper that one.
Regardless, they've been dating for 6 months. We'll see what happens. The way that she is ride or die for this man after 6 months, though, is a little bit alarming.
Must be love. Must be good.
But it feels like it's something. He hasn't said anything, really, to respond to all this hate.
Actually, round of applause for Benny.
Yeah, round of applause for him. But also, what can you say to some of these things?
Can you imagine he gets in the comments, yeah.
What she said.
Yeah. Ditto.
But also, how are you going to... you can never respond to... somebody has to defend you. Not... you can't defend yourself in the comments of, I am a good guy.
Well, so why is it defending? Anyways, yeah, we...
Regardless, we'll see what ends up happening. Maybe we'll see more. I don't know. Like I said, Selena and Taylor are close. Will he be at the birthday?
I'm still thinking they're dropping a new song. She's dropping new music. Also, in one of the comments, she talked about how something will be coming out before her birthday, which is in July. Maybe he's just on the new album.
You're not really buying it.
I'm not buying it. And I'm not the one who usually says it's all PR move. That's all you usually.
Yeah.
But it's not giving.
I hope for your sake, this is a real relationship and you have to eat those words.
So that way I can be the wrong one between the two of us for once.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, fine. Should we shake?
I think this is a real relationship.
Okay.
Sadly.
I think it's fake. PR.
But I will say...
Hit me with a new single.
I did say that those comments seemed weirdly aggressive.
Yeah. But also, that's Selena. I don't
ride for her.
Okay. We'll see.
You know where I stand in the...
We know you're Team Haley. Red flag.
Okay, this moves us on to one of the more...
Speaking of holding hands.
Cringe, uncomfortable story. Drew Barrymore is facing a little bit of backlash after she had Oprah on the Drew Barrymore show for some uncomfortable antics, caressing.
Yeah, Drew just got over her first her most recent hiccup, which was, everything going on with the writer's strike.
Yeah.
She wanted to go back and do the show without writers. Anyways, all that drama she apologized for, the classic apology videos that we were talking about. But now her new drama, I guess, is she gets really close to her guests. It's not just Oprah, because Oprah was just recently on. But this one's really just been going viral a little bit because the video that she posted on her Instagram, Oprah's really praising her about doing shows during the pandemic and everything. And Drew's talking about the importance of connecting with her audience, even outside of the show, whatever. They're having a very good conversation. But what people had an issue with was how close they were touching, how touchy-feely it was. And Drew was gripping on to Oprah's hand for dear life.
This is.
Maybe they weren't that close.
But it was more like, it was obvious.
Yeah.
That Oprah was at times trying to lean away.
Yeah, and then it was the arm caress. It was the arm caress for me. It's like, what's going on?
What is going on? And also, did you catch the little blurb where she said, "I can do this. I'm single"?
No, you
dead.
You imagine
Serious.
that. That is not real. That
Dead
is
serious.
not real.
That is true.
That is not real.
Do I need to pull up the clip?
You might have to. Okay.
I'm saying that is.
You're saying Drew said that or Oprah?
Drew said that.
Drew is single right now, so that's helping you. But yeah, anyways, online though, while you're looking for that, everyone was talking like Oprah's clearly uncomfortable with the situation. Yes. People were like, you're holding on to her hand for dear life, but Oprah doesn't want it. Have you ever heard of personal space, Drew? And like I said, though, she's gotten close with some of her guests before, but this one felt a little bit more next level to me because her hand was like right underneath her chin and she really wasn't letting it go. And honestly, though, wouldn't you be gripping on to Oprah that hard?
I would not. I'm not going to play the audio, but
she's one of the best. She's the best TV host ever. She's a legend. She's like, I can't ever let go of you.
Isn't this a person though? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm saying like this. I don't think that this spans just outside of a Drew thing. I think it's because she has a platform, but this person exists in your life. Mm-hmm. I don't know about in your friend group, but you've met a person that is too touchy-feely.
I'm touchy-feely.
You don't do that.
I don't hold your hand like that, but
Yeah, like a normal amount of touchy-feely.
Okay.
Not caressing an individual's arm.
Yeah.
That's like heavy petting.
Mm-hmm. And also when you're in an interview, I think it makes it more inappropriate too. Because like with my friend, like I'll like link arms with my girlfriends and everything. Yeah. Like whatever, we'll be touchier.
Yeah.
Give her a little hug.
Right.
Laugh and grab.
Yep.
I don't. It's not to be weird.
We'll laugh and grab. The other weird part of it was though, and what she does, and this is true throughout, is she does this thing where during the interview, like in the sofa or like that they sit on, she kind of does a very like casual, kind of positioning. Versus we talk about like if it's Oprah's show was always like standing up. We're talking about Ellen, very professional. I felt like.
Okay, but think of the times now. Kind of the cool thing is to be like think about all the podcasts, everybody's trying to be more casual. It's cooler. We want to be more relatable. All of that. Where Oprah is more, more traditional. She had like more of the sit down interviews where she interviewed people. So I feel like it's just times have changed, and also Drew is just a little bit more casual in her interviews than Oprah was back in the day.
You made such a great point about like being more casual and how there's so many podcasts now and things like that are kind of embody that kind of spirit. The thing where it gets uncomfortable for a lot of people and cringe is when Drew is on major network television, is not young. It's, isn't an adult, full-grown adult, and trying to be like very casual. Like that's giving like I'm trying to be cool, but I'm not.
Okay, but is she trying to be cool, or is this literally just Drew Barrymore? It's not like this is the first time she's ever done this.
That could be fun if it's literally just Drew Barrymore. That's why I don't watch the show. Yeah. That's why I don't like it. And also, I wouldn't say it's just your friend that you haven't seen in a while. I don't know. Girls are different. But if one of my friends came up to me and was like, "Oh my God," and then the whole time was just touching my arm. It's like, stop.
I'm
stop
happy.
That. Stop that.
I think personal touch is different for other people, but I think my problem is it was a professional setting. If this was Oprah and her hanging out backstage, she's like, oh my God, I've missed you. We need to catch up. And we're chatting, we're catching up.
The thing is, you are doing regular comfortable things. I haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you. Hands off. Hands back on. Hands off. The continued, hey, I haven't seen you in a while.
And every time you do it, I literally go like this. So that's a further example of maybe have some limit of personal space.
What if it was a guy?
I would feel extra uncomfortable. Well, you're a guy.
No, but I'm saying, like, in this interview, if say it's Drew Barrymore, or it's not Drew Barrymore, it's James Corden.
Oh, Jimmy Kimmel. This would be a problem. This would be a problem. That's
what I'm saying. Like, they're like, I'm not saying that it's wrong or anything like that, or she had bad intentions.
No, I don't think so.
I just think it's uncomfortable.
Definitely uncomfortable. But then Oprah spoke out about it.
Okay, go on.
But Oprah spoke out about it, and she said she didn't feel uncomfortable. She loves Drew for being Drew,
right? And
that she actually kind of liked a little bit of the caressing, and that her partner, what's his name, Stedman Graham, needs to step it up a little bit. God. So she made it a little bit lighter. She made it funnier. Classic Oprah. Like, she knows how to make everything perfect. She probably knew that was going to be a question because she saw the backlash. But good for her, because like you said, I don't think Drew had any malintention. So I'm not going to cancel her or ruin Drew Barrymore over a little bit of an uncomfortable interview. She should learn some personal space.
That's what I was going to say. But maybe we have the producers talk to her about, hey,
learn from this.
Fun, but let's calm down a little bit.
Yeah. We all have a bubble here.
This isn't sleepover time.
Yeah, I really am trying to think about myself in this situation. I'd be like, what's going on? Like, why are you, like, if my arm was just being grabbed and caressed, I feel like I'd feel uncomfortable.
It was giving like they were best friends, and they're not.
They're not.
That's what I'm saying. Like good friends. Mm-hmm. It's somebody that you know. It's like, hey, like, good to see you.
Yeah. I think the difference really is professional versus not.
Like normal things. Yeah. Shoulder, knee. Yeah. Classic.
I think what you said is right. It's like you can touch but go. Touch
on and off. On and off. The continuous is a lot. You can slap and go. The whole time, but that's the other thing too, is where Oprah's saying that, but we can't get away from on camera. She did do She
wanted a little bit of a release.
Yeah, she wanted out. That's all I'm gonna say. So that's really funny. I want to see if next episode, but I mean, it comes out like every day, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I mean, I would like to see if over the next week we have a change in body language. No,
I think she's gonna just do whatever she wants. That's fine.
I think if we let her keep doing whatever she wants, we're gonna have some lawsuits in a couple of years.
Oprah files lawsuit.
Headline: Stop touching me.
Okay, we shouldn't make fun of that.
I'm serious though. In other talk shows, we literally just talked about the podcast world versus being on major network news. We talked about this last week. Amy Robach and TJ Holmes, who are now together.
Couple of the year.
They said on a recent update that they're not going to talk about another group of individuals that was making headlines last week that we talked about.
Yeah. Marilee Feibig and Andrew Shue are their ex-spouses. Who are currently dating. Also for 6 months. Congrats. We're all hitting the 6 month mark here.
To everyone. The 6 month mark.
We made it. But yeah, they didn't name any names, but they said that they're not going to be ones who gossip. So what's your podcast for?
Did people say that?
No, that's what I'm saying.
If you're not gossiping, then what are you doing?
But what are they going to talk about, honestly? Their first episode, okay, exciting. They kind of dove into getting fired at GMA. They talked about their relationship timeline. They defended themselves and said they weren't cheaters. And the second episode, they touched upon highlights or headlines that their exes were dating but didn't say their names and said they aren't going to gossip. I'm just curious, what's their podcast going to be about?
Yeah. I think that typically when like these types of network news anchors create their own podcast, isn't it supposed to be like...
I'm just keep going.
Isn't it supposed to be like they like want to have like actual interviews with like actual people? But it's kind of funny that the first 2 episodes, the only reason that people tuned in, the only things they've talked about are their own personal lives and not actual guests or anybody that like...
That's my point. We want to know the tea with them.
Well, that's it. Like after that, I don't want to know.
They are journalists though. So I would imagine they will be covering hard-hitting topics.
Yeah.
I would imagine so. But I don't know.
Does it not feel interesting and weird slightly though to like cover hard-hitting topics on a podcast from your living room? I don't know where they're doing it.
No, not necessarily. There's crime podcasts, there's news podcasts,
Yeah. I guess, but if I'm in my Drew Barrymore era, I want the gossip. I want the tea. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. Well, I think the fact that they named it Amy and TJ, they didn't name it your top headlines of the year or the top headlines of the week, you know? Obviously, they could come up with a better... I'm on the spot here. They come up with a better thing than that, but they literally just talked about their names, which makes me feel like they're going to be talking about themselves or their own lives. No? Maybe?
I think that it should be the headline things, but it's interesting that, like you said, they named it that. It's weird. I don't know who they're going to have on, or like, I want to see the guest list.
If there are guests, or it's just them flirting the whole time, we're happy. Don't forget.
There's been a lot of that in this episode. We're happy. I don't know if you've heard. We're doing great. Sorry, he's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me in my life.
I can caress her if I want to.
Hater. God. Gossip is toxic. We cheat in the workplace here. Who knows what's going to happen?
Okay.
Who knows what's going to happen? I'm not tuning into this podcast.
Never.
And honestly, you know why? You know why I would tune in is if they would have talked about the exes.
I wanted them to. That's literally what I'm saying.
Okay.
I want the gossip.
That's all you want.
Talk shit on the exes.
Yeah.
Talk about how is it going to be so weird when your kids go to one ex to the next ex.
That's what I'm saying.
Those family dynamics. I feel for those kiddos. I feel for the kiddos. Okay.
God. We'll see. We'll see what ends up happening with those two. I don't see this podcast really making it in the top 10 or anything.
They'll be fine.
They'll be fine, but not going to be great. And then, did you watch the Vanderpump Rules trailer?
Yeah, I did.
And this is for the upcoming season, but the season that was filmed when, what's her, gosh, man.
Whew. Don't even remember her name.
Well,
your girl.
Rachel.
Your girl. Rachel Levis is your girl?
Yeah. But Rachel's not.
So my girl.
Rachel's not going to be on it.
No, she did not sign on for season 11. She launched her own podcast.
What is that about?
Herself? That's it.
Just her?
That's it.
Okay.
I don't have anything else to say.
Well, what did the trailer entail?
Honestly, whatever. Fighting Ariana Grande versus Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande
This
is
is how much we're really into the Vanderpump now. This happened back in March. I feel like this happened years ago for some reason. I don't know why.
Scandival?
Yeah, Scandival. Like, it was back in March when the news broke that...
You were there.
Yep. I remember. But yeah, it's been a long time, so I feel like people are really sick of this news. I mainly just wanted to talk about it for a brief second because are people going to tune into season 11?
I feel like, too, even the beneficiaries of that situation, like Ariana, I feel like even her flame has definitely fizzled out a little bit on. She was super hot.
He's going to be on the show, Daniel.
Okay, I'm not saying her actual flame. I meant like her popularity.
Oh, okay.
Like she was hot there for a second afterwards. Remember she was doing all those little promos, those little things.
I beg to differ with you a little bit though because she just finished Dancing with the Stars. So she's been in the limelight heavy for a while.
Here's the deal. Me, Dancing with the Stars, we don't caress like Oprah and Drew.
Okay, my mom's a big fan.
So you know. Okay. So send me email updates on that. Good for her though.
She came in second place.
But also, we can't come out here and say that.
These rounds of applause today. Go on.
6 months. 6 months.
Second place.
We can't come out here and say that Sandoval hasn't done well for himself post that terrible downfall too. Him doing that show, Special Forces or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked dumb on it.
No one cares.
He looked dumb on it. But
he got carried by JoJo Siwa.
He did.
Literally got picked up by JoJo Siwa. She looked cool in that show.
Every man's dream.
She looked cool in that show.
But have you seen that they're like friends now?
Yeah, her, Sandoval and Tyler Cameron, besties. That show honestly makes me want to go on it, but it seems really intense. It does make me want to watch it.
I feel like that was a great PR move for Sandoval.
Yeah, and the way Tyler Cameron talks about it, he's like, Special Forces over Bachelor any day. It changed my life. And yeah, I had to use that voice. Okay. Anyways, moving on. Ugh. The only thing interesting and spicy in this trailer, besides the classic "we're feuding," blah 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 blah,
somebody cheated on somebody, is
Sheena apparently kissed Tom Schwartz. Come on. Who hasn't kissed Tom Schwartz? Honestly, I've kissed Tom Schwartz.
You have a soft spot for Schwartz.
It's only because I met him in person and I was annoyed at how charming he was, and the attraction was there. We had chemistry.
Oh my God. I like that honest review though. That was an honest review of like, hey, because I think too, like people don't usually like actually meet or see these like reality TV stars. And I'm sure you felt the same way of like, we watch him on TV. He's annoying as hell.
I can't stand him on the show.
But then in person, it was like...
I was like, I get it, Katie. I get why you gave him so many chances. Charming. I hate myself for it. Would I ever fall for Sandoval? He makes me want to throw up.
Oh, okay. But who is Sheena seeing these days? She's
with her husband, Brock.
Oh, Brock, right.
Also, I saw a clip of her. I don't know who she was talking to, but she was like, this is making me laugh so hard because it's so classic Sheena making a scandal that's totally not about her. And she was saying, I just don't know how to deal with this. I don't think Ariana, I almost said Grande again. I don't think Ariana gets like how hard the scandal hit me, how much it hurt me. No, I didn't get cheated on. But, I mean, she did have to. And then she did explain it. So I was like, okay, fine. She'd have to go to court because Rachel filed a restraining order against her because she said she punched her. And also rumors came out that Rachel had maybe cheated also with Brock, her husband. So she was just saying she had to deal with a lot. Also probably the loss of one of her best friends, Sandoval. Cut your losses. It's okay. But, yeah, it was just a really funny clip because she was just talking about how Sandoval affected her.
Ruined her life.
Just, yeah, pretty much.
Equally.
Yeah.
Equally.
So
why not Tin then?
I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
I can't not.
Yeah, you've invested so much
at
this point.
Yeah, exactly. Gosh. You got it.
In good news, though, today actually it was, right? Or yesterday? Yesterday, Zac Efron was inducted into like the Hollywood Walk of Fame, right? Got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It feels weird to me. It feels weird in actors' careers when they get those, because Macaulay Culkin got one like a week ago, and then also Zac Efron.
It just depends. Essentially, they nominate you, and then are you willing to pay a few grand
to put your name on it?
Yeah, it costs like I think $10,000. It's nothing, honestly.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, I don't know how they measure necessarily, but there's some very successful people that don't have Hollywood stars that you would think, oh, that person totally does.
Yeah.
And they don't. So it's definitely a huge badge of honor, I would say.
Yeah.
But
I think it's cool.
I think sometimes it is a little bit confusing too.
Yeah.
It's like the Oscars though too, or the Grammys, when like The Weeknd's never nominated for a Grammy that one year. So.
It's just weird though, because I feel like Zac Efron's still in like, maybe not the prime of his career, but he's like making movies every...
Yeah, I guess.
Can't win with you.
He's definitely not in his prime. High School Musical.
That was his prime?
17 again? Prime. That was actually what launched his career.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't know about that.
Which, speaking of 17 again, though, he did give a shout out to Matthew Perry, who, as you all know, passed away recently. And he talked about 17 again and how it did launch his career and how he loves him. That movie, I love that movie. I could watch that on repeat. It's like She's the Man to me.
Yeah, but She's the Man's better. Quick touching note on that. Amanda Bynes podcast. Amanda Bynes has a podcast, and like there was an episode.
Oh.
Isn't that wild?
Speechless.
Literally speechless. Like, part of me is like, to a certain degree, how is that getting distributed to the world?
I would be interested to know what she's doing with her life now, how she handled that recent episode and everything. So
I'm saying, yeah.
She's an example of how conservatorship actually worked, at least according to her and her parents. So her life is very interesting.
I just think it's so funny that, speaking of on She's the Man, how she was legitimately at the top of her, like, who knows? Like, maybe not at the top of her game, but she was like right there at.
Amanda Bynes was huge.
She was in there, like in the top people.
Oh, definitely. From the Amanda Bynes show to all the movies she was in.
She's the Man, Hairspray. She was in not She's All That, but like where it was another one that was similar to that. But,
Freaky Friday.
Not Freaky Friday.
Oh, Lindsay Lohan.
But yeah, I might tune into that just to like, or like maybe hear the highlights. Can I get the highlights?
You can get highlights. You can get highlights on ESPN.
And then lastly, I didn't even realize that this was happening because so much of it has been in the background because of all the controversy that surrounded Kanye West. Mm-hmm. And all the just showing your butt and being nude.
Back in Italy. I was like, me showing my butt?
But he has a new album coming out called Vultures.
Yeah, with Ty Dolla $ign.
And yeah, in which on the album he features a lot of different artists, but one in particular is Northwest.
Yeah, she made her little rapping debut. They had a launch party in Miami, kind of going around Art Basel. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wasn't at that specific event, but yeah, he had a launch party in Miami. Bianca, his wife, was there. His kids were there. Reportedly, Kim Kardashian was there, according to Variety, but we didn't see any footage of her. So, you know me, I don't believe it until I see a photo. But it wouldn't surprise me, too, because North actually went on stage and sang a little bit. Well, she lip-sang?
Yeah, probably lip-sang.
But yeah, it was actually cool. I will say there was a couple of cute moments between North and Kanye. North is the spitting image of her father in terms of, like, I feel like talent and everything.
I think it's funny that she, or at least right now, she looks a lot like Kanye. And we talk about this with Blue Ivy. Blue Ivy looks a lot like Jay-Z. Mm-hmm.
I wanted to bring them up, too, because in terms of Blue Ivy getting all that backlash for her dancing, they are very young, 10 and 11 years old, getting in the limelight at such a young age. She's rapping, she's performing, and then Blue Ivy's performing and dancing on stage with her mom. And it's just crazy to be so young, so young.
And we literally have just talked about coming off of child stars that have had really rough times, and Amanda Bynes, Macaulay Culkin, and Lindsay Lohan have all gone through episodes where they've had fame and success at such a young age, and then kind of crush them.
With how Kanye is, I worry for North a little bit.
If she has a lot of the same tendencies.
I just hope Kim's more protective. Or with Beyonce, I feel like she was worried for Blue. She didn't really want her to get into it too much because she knew when you get it on that stage, hate will follow, which is just the reality of the industry that they work in. So I don't know. I just feel like Beyonce might be a little bit more protective, where Kanye is like, be an artist, be true to yourself, which is cool. Like, I think that's really good that you should be able to express yourself, but I think there should be a protection when children are so young.
Completely. Well, maybe that's why Kim was there.
I honestly hope she was there, but yeah.
Hope she was too. But I think other than that, that like wraps it up for this week, right?
Yeah, what a week.
That was a lot.
I know.
Benny.
Thanks for listening. More updates on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Playing Telephone.
Bye.
Bye.